Welcome back. Another episode appeared in the supply line during the fireman's dousing of the propane tank from the train in the 911 Lone Star episode. The water ran out for them. The flames engulfed everything and an explosion occurred. When it did, there were lots of people in the area. The poisonous chlorine cloud of death that resulted from the initial explosion eventually engulfed those who had not been hurt. This includes the foolish reporter who had before disregarded Owen. Damon was also a part of it. Damon was the small child who boarded the train without permission. His vehicle broke down on him. His brother was in the operating room. His sole family was his brother. She was about to die. She was blind. Her sick hand went out and she grabbed the youngster. Fortunately, the child returned to the main structure after being burned. The evacuation was communicated to the principal. She reported the child who had burned. She also cleared the school in a hurry. The boy reported that a monster burned him, but the principal didn't think that was true. Her main concern was the security of everyone. As a result, Trina, the reporter, was left untreated. At least her cameraman was taken to a hospital. Unless someone took the boy's advice, Trina would perish out there. Her hazmat was holding up, she said. Later on, Owen found out it was untrue. Her protective gear was eaten away by the poisonous cloud. She breathed in poisonous gas. She just sealed the hole when Owen urged her to board the next ambulance out of there. The death cloud persisted. Thanks to Margin, it was just not going to get any bigger. This could lead to her being promoted. As Margin and Paul prepared to leave, they spotted something. They discovered Damon's hat. When the train crashed, they discovered there was a second passenger. They set out to find Damon. Despite her own pain, Margin remained at the site to assist in the search for this lost child. Paul eventually located him after hearing Damon's phone. He received a call from his brother asking where he was. Paul discovered Damon buried beneath a lot of rubble. Tommy refused to go until she discovered this individual. Her group was reluctant to part ways without her. To locate Trina, they all remained behind. Firefighters at the site didn't stick around to help. They wished to stay away from the death cloud and lacked hazmat gear. With almost no time to spare, Nancy located Trina. They were going swiftly out there at the same time the death cloud grew closer. Tommy had given Carlos a call. She requested that he watch her girls. He wasn't required, though. When Carlos arrived, Trevor had everything under control. Tommy and Trevor were silent. They became involved, and then they stopped. Trevor couldn't marry anyone without his ex-wife's approval. Their divorce agreement included a clause about it. Tommy did not mind getting checked over. She refused to put up with this mother examining her kids. Since Tommy's ex-wife requested to see Tommy's twins, Tommy has been avoiding Trevor. Trevor coming up at her house unannounced probably won't go well. He had to make an effort to defend their relationship, so he continued to do it. His life's love was her. He didn't want to lose her, so he didn't tell her about his ex's ailments. Carlos gave him the insight that it wasn't quite over. Carlos also discouraged Trevor from watching the news since loving a first responder was hard. Later, Trina's wounds claimed her life. The deadly cloud was ready to ensnare Tommy and her squad when it veered off course. The breeze changed. For the paramedics, it was excellent. For the firefighters, it was awful. Damon's brother had been assured by Owen that Damon would be saved. They would need time, and as the wind changed, they ran out of it. Judd offers assistance while driving his new truck. Owen and Damon were escorted out by him. Everyone made it home safely that evening. Tommy wasn't even bothered to discover Trevor and Melody at her residence. She understood that he came first. She was open to meeting his ex-wife now. Judd came back to AFD as a trainee. The requirement that he begin at the bottom upon his return was included in the rules. Owen was still in need of a new lieutenant, and Margin pulled out of the race. Paul, according to her, found Damon's cap. It was he who realized they were an additional victim. He was deserving of the recognition. Owen concurred with her. The new lieutenant was Paul, and the 126 got back together. For more videos, subscribe.